Well. Good morning, everybody. Oh, did I just say that? Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owner Network Marketing Training, number 140. Wow. I just can't believe I just realized what the date is today. You guys got off easy on New Op Day because my schedule, sort of took a drastic change. And realistically, I completely forgot about the Hangouts on New Op Day there. So we skipped New Op Day and we skipped the finishing off of chapter 15, I believe it is, in the Own Your Life Plan book, finishing off the questions and objections. But we'll get that this New Op Day. Actually, what happened was I worked on Saturday and Sunday, ended up having to go down to Tucson, chasing down a lead for my real estate business. And while I was there, I thought about an old friend I haven't seen in like 9 years, looked up his address, went and knocked on his door, and 8 o'clock next morning turned into a round of golf instead of a hangout. So I needed a day off anyway. So what the heck? Anyway, there you go. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Here we are on Wednesday, back to the Swiss Gold Global website exploration, let's call it, because quite honestly, I'm learning about the website almost right alongside you with what we're checking out over there. I do want to say, though, as I started off, that it's just amazing that at the end of this week, we'll only be 30 days away from 2015 being half over. In just over 30 plus days here, 2015 is going to be half gone. 6 months, half the year, gone. Just like that. And it is so crazy. I had big plans for this first 6 months of 2015 in my Swiss Gold Global business. However, really big things have been happening in my real estate business, and what I had intended upon doing and building and growing here has day by day been pushed aside and pushed aside and pushed aside. And it's unfortunate because I know that what I have in mind for doing here is going to create massive action and massive results very quickly and really build a nice solid foundation to create some passive income for myself. But my real estate business is just taking away all my time at this point in time. I'm building a business over here, so it's not like I'm just getting up and going to work and I do 7 or 8 hours a day or whatever the case might be, and then have all this free time afterwards to work on other stuff. I'm spending 16 to, well, probably more like 14 to 18 waking hours a day focused on one thing, and that's creating this real estate business. So it's taking away from my having been able to come over here and do this. Now, my anticipation was that after 3 months, I would have some systems in place that would give me more freedom and ability to focus on this. Well, the first 3 months didn't work out so well. I didn't have the continued growth and income that we had started at the end of 2014. It flat out died off for almost 3 months. So that put obviously a big delay on things. And now over the past 2 months, it's picked back up again. and is going as anticipated for the first three. So bottom line is, it kind of set me back 3 months. So my new goal now, hopefully on a slightly accelerated level, seeing that I'm shooting for 3 months from now, really starting to be able to implement and get into going heavy into the Swiss Gold Global side of things. So that's my goal, 3 months, which will put me, let's see here, this is May. That would be June, July, August. Yeah, sometime in September is when I'm looking to make the major launch. So you're going to be ready to be on board. Now, you guys who might have regular jobs, aren't building a business, don't have to focus 100% of your, waking hour effort on a certain task or project. We talk about it in the Own Your Life Plan book, where we're looking at a 6 months education here. 6 months to be able to literally have financial freedom, an education of learn while you earn type of a situation, where in 6 months from now, you could be either well on your way, solidly started, or have actually even achieved financial freedom. So I could literally be 30 days away from financial freedom right now if my plan had taken hold as I was looking to make it go earlier. So question I want to ask you today is, from January 1st of this year, is your life drastically different? Is it even different at all? Have you made any strides forward in making a better life for yourself? Or if you look back from today and you look back on January 1st, is it darn near a mirror image where nothing has changed? Well, hopefully in that mirror image, nothing has changed in your physical world, the things that are around you, what you have and what you do. But hopefully, at the very least, you've been spending enough time with your Swiss Gold Global subscription and membership that some things that you can't see in the mirror, some things inside of you, some things up here have been changing. Because if you've been focused on that, if you've been working on that, you could see literally in just this final 35 days before the first half of the year is over, provided that you started, January 1st, but you could literally see in these final 35 days a massive explosion of change if you've been focused and diligent for the first 5 months of your semester, so to speak, of learning the financial freedom educational system. Because there's a story that goes about the bamboo plant. You plant the bamboo in your yard and you water it and you fertilize it and you nurture it year after year after year for 7 full years, and nothing happens. And then all of a sudden, in the 7th year, this bamboo shoot starts to come up out of the ground, and you go, oh, look, there it is. There's that little thing I just about was ready to give up on. And then, boom, in like 3 weeks, this thing grows 90 feet. So you have, well, that's if you live in the right climate. Maybe you have to be in China somewhere. I don't know. But, maybe it only grows 25 feet in your yard, but you get my point. It just, in 3 weeks, it shoots to the sky after it's been underground for 7 years. And that's what this Swiss Gold Global Real Wealth Revolution education program really can do for you as well, too. Here we are 5 months down the road from January 1st. You've been putting in your time. You've been focusing on all of the education and knowledge that's provided to you, you don't really see any results out in the physical world. As I say, you put your mirror images up of January 1st and today, and maybe there's the difference right there. It almost looks exactly the same. But suddenly you'll see in this last 35 days, all of a sudden, where things start really changing and making a difference. And that's how all this works. And that's how and why really most people never get to the level that they want. They never actually achieve the success that they desire, that they started out in this for, is because when they look in the mirror 30 days later, they see the exact same thing. And when they come back again 60 days later, and they see the exact same thing. And 90 days later, and 120 days later, and nothing's changed. And somewhere along the way, for most people, it's usually on that first look 30 days later. But sometimes, for a lot of people, those who last longer, keep going back and looking in that mirror and going, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Until finally they go, nothing's changed. I give up. This doesn't work. Bunch of hooey. You have to stay committed and focused regardless of what's going on in your physical world, what you're seeing, what's happening, and all of those things, for you to become the person that you need to be, that you want to be, in order to start having and doing the things that you want to have and do. It all starts inside. So with that, let's go back over here to the website real quick. Ooh, let me get on the page. There we go. Let me come back to you. I'm still not real great at all of this Google Hangout thing, but we're gonna get this thing shared, and I think I'm on it. Okay, so here we go. I just logged into my website. I look here today, 1 a.m. Obviously, that call is happening at an hour that does not work for me, so I'm not getting that one at that time. But if I look down, I will see that here we have 10 a.m. We have Sandy Gallagher coming on. She is the president. She's the president and CEO of the Bob Proctor Gallagher Institute. Look at that. Sandy Gallagher is going to be on here today at 10 a.m. to give us a little pep talk. And then tomorrow, if I look here tomorrow, Money Matters. Oh, that's Money Matters with Carolita Oliveros. She's awesome. Thursday at noon, the Swissco Global Wealth Club. So this is, I don't know if this is where a replay of this. I'm not quite sure how this Wealth Club timing works. I do know that this Wealth Club keeps coming out at 1 a.m. on certain days. And sorry, but I'm not getting up to watch it. And, you're not expected to either, but here you see it again on Thursday. Maybe this is the one that comes out first and this one comes out second, or vice versa. I don't know, but you're not going to miss anything. It's all in there. We were looking at our precious metals buying guide the other day, which in here we found some very interesting things about how the prices are set on the gold and silver. We talked about how it is always set for the next day, London Reserve pricing. We talked about vaulting and shipping your products, and how your gold purchases are stored initially in their raw form at the refinery, which is Agrohorias, but that you can have your gold converted into actual, usable ingots, from anything from a 1 gram size up to at least an ounce. I mean, they probably even have larger than 1 ounce bars or coins or whatever that you can have created. And you can have those shipped and stored for free in a Swiss vault at Viamat. Viamat being a storage facility that has been in existence for over 60 years. So I think you're pretty secure in knowing that your gold is safe. I know a lot of people have a big problem of, oh, I want my gold physical. I want it in my hands because, when the economy collapses, what's going to happen and I'm going to lose it all. The economy is going to collapse. But you know what? The financial system is still going to be around, and all of these things are still going to be available. There's going to be chaos and rooting in the streets and whatever you want to call it. I don't know that I'm actually going to see that in my lifetime, to be honest with you. It's I think it's a couple of historical repeats away from getting to the point where the whole world economy collapses. There's still very, very rich people out there. There's still some place where they have to have their money. Switzerland has always been one of the places where that happens, and it's going to continue to be that way. So storing your gold and silver in a Swiss vault, in my mind, still one of the safest things that you can do with your money or your finances or your assets or whatever. So, and as far as I'm concerned, and I know my partner John, who's younger than I am, he's in his mid-30s, it's going to be safe there for our lifetime. What's going to happen for his kids, my nieces and nephews, I don't know. Maybe it'll be different, but I'm secure in feeling that I can put my stuff in Swiss vaults and know that it's going to be there and accessible for me when I want it. The product integrity. I want to go here a second because this is talking about the two companies that we just mentioned. Arga one of the world's leading refiners of gold and silver, located in Switzerland and part owned by the Austrian Mint. Arga manufactures unique, exceptional collectible gold and silver products. As I said, here's a nice sustainability report. You can go in here and you can learn all about Arga the refiner who is holding your gold. And same thing here, you can come down here, Viamat. Viamat has been protecting precious metals and other assets for its worldwide clientele for over 60 years. If you choose to have your products vaulted, this is the company that will hold them in its secure facilities in Switzerland. Again, you can go here and get a report, learn more about Viamat, but I just want to point this out. Protecting precious metals and other assets for its worldwide clientele for over 60 years. Yes, worldwide clientele of super rich people. Super rich people are always going to continue to be super rich people. A few of them will, fail by passing it along to children who blow it all up or who knows what. But for the super rich people in the world, the elite families or, whatever you want to call them around the world, they're still going to be around. They're still going to have they're still going to need a place to store their precious metals and other assets. They're going to come from all around the world, and they're still going to be using Viamat in Switzerland as at least one of those sources to do so. Again, which is why I say, feel safe and comfortable in knowing that your gold is secure and that you can have access to it at any time. Okay. And I want to go back here to I don't think we were able to touch on the gold and silver savings programs here before we ran out of time last week. Welcome to one of the most valuable services provided to our members. Through these programs, you can accumulate precious metals with a monthly payment as low as $25 or higher if you wish. You set the amount, and what we're talking about here is you can actually have $25 a month going straight into your gold account, as little as $25 a month. If you want to buy gold here in America, it's hard to buy anything less than an ounce, okay? At $25 a month, when are you going to have $1,200 to buy an ounce of gold? But if you've got 25 bucks a month, you can start putting that money away each week into gold. What this really does, I came up with this awesome little presentation for a guy that I met at the bank, an account assistant over there at the bank, who I'm going to be one of my gold ships here in the very near future, Aaron. And because he works at the bank, I, of course, had this brilliant presentation that came to my mind one morning. And I'm going to be presenting to Aaron this very special bank account, because this is what this gold and silver savings program does for you. Now, you're not going to see anything happening for some years because we're back into the level out cycle where gold is going to remain fluctuating somewhere around $1,200, probably between 11 and 13 for the next probably no less than 7 years. Some people say 3 to 5, but I say probably no less than the next 7 years. Then we're going to see gold do what it did in 2011. If you look at that cycle, it's going to repeat itself, and gold will do some things. It'll do some crazy things, but it'll finally spike way up high, and then it'll settle back out again. But do you think it's going to settle back out at $1,100 or $1,200 where we are now? No. It's going to settle out at a much higher price, quite likely 4 times what it is right now, which sets it at about $5,000 an ounce. Should that happen, and there's historical evidence to show that that is could very well be dead on balls accurate. That's an industry term, by the way, dead on balls. If you don't believe me, watch the movie My Cousin Vinny. You'll learn about it. Anyway, yes, that is going to be something that is going to happen. And even if it settles out at, say, $3,000 an ounce, it's still settling out higher than what it is today. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that, how do I get back to this thing? Am I on it? Have I been on it? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? I don't know. I'm lost. Oh, here we go. Okay. So what I was saying here is, there we go. I'm sorry. This Google thing throws me off a little bit. I can't work the computer and talk at the same time. Sorry, guys. But what I'm saying here is, when this settles out in the future and gold is now at a higher price, and that may not be far down the road before this happens again. Basically, what you're doing, for every $25 that you put into your bank account, that is $25 that's going to allow you in the future, when prices go up again, to be able to continue to buy goods and services at today's prices. That's kind of how you can look at this. It's a savings plan that's going to allow you to make future purchases at today's prices. Give you a quick example. Right now, gold is at $1,200 an ounce. Between the years of like 1989 and 2003, I believe, gold fluctuated right around $400. There was a dip at the end, and that was a signal for, hey, look out, here it comes. And then it started shooting up. When was it at its worst? It was at its worst. I mean, it was at its highest when things were at their worst, at the bottom of 2011. So for 20 years almost, let's see, I guess for about 15 years, gold floated at $400 an ounce. If you were buying gold at $400 an ounce throughout that period, think about the price of a carton of eggs. 89, 1990, eggs probably cost about 69 cents a dozen, maybe. I don't know. I'm just guesstimating here. I haven't looked this up. But I can tell you that somewhere in around 2000, eggs were running at about $1.25 a dozen, and pretty much kind of stayed the same. It probably increased a little bit towards the 2006 level when everything was higher, to maybe somewhere upwards of like $1.69. So not a big fluctuation in price there. But now that gold has settled out at $1,200 an ounce from $400 an ounce, that's what? That's a 3-time increase, right? Dozen eggs from $1.25, 3 times $3.75. What are you paying for eggs today? Right around $4 a dozen, right? If you had $100 in gold that you bought at $400 an ounce, that would be able to buy you 320 dozen eggs. Your gold would now be worth, your same ounce of gold, that $400 ounce of gold is now worth $1,200. And with eggs at $4 an ounce, $4 a dozen, you can still buy 320 dozen eggs. But if you had that $400 in a regular savings account, and today you still had $400, you can only buy 100 dozen eggs. See what I'm going at here? Okay. With that, guys, I'm out of here. Time's up. Time's up. I got to get on to my next thing here. So have a great day, and we'll see you on Freedom Friday.